Well, she just loves San Diego.
I do. Those are my people, man. Like we were there last year and like people walk around barefoot and they're like having their breakfast burritos and they're just smoking their joints. And I was like, oh, this is my people.
Yep.
You guys are so chill and just like want to like hang out by the ocetion.
Yeah.
This is perfect.
You belong in Australia then.
Oh, sweet.
Nobody wears shoes. Everyone's like, how's it going, mate? You don't know anyone. Like when my husband first went, because my husband's from New York. So he's like, New York, you know?
Okay.
And then when he went to Sydney for the first time, he was just like, where am I? Like this guy's like, hey, mate, how's it going? Can I give you a hug? And my husband's like, what's happening? Like, what's happening? He's like, babe, where are his shoes? I'm like, we don't wear shoes. Like, it's the Aussie way.
Yes. So I'm an Aussie at heart.
Yes.
Guys, we all need our vitamins after surgery, regardless of what you think.
Yes.
It's a must.
Yes. So why not choose the easiest and the best tasting in the community?
Seriously, it's ProCare, guys. ProCare is so delicious. I use their chewable for over a year. That's how I know.
Yes. And I love their capsules.
Yes.
Love them. They're once a day. I take them at night. Easy peasy. And my labs are fantastic.
Yeah, our labs are great. And I've actually switched to the capsules and I take those at night now. So if you guys need your iron, they have them with iron and they have them iron free. They even have calcium chews.
Yes, the calcium chews, perfect. They have mocktail ones, chocolate. They have also some caramel and a cinnamon roll.
They're freaking delicious. So go over to procarenow.com and use our code OSLP to save some money.
Prepping and measuring your food post-op is a beast all in itself. But Portion Perfection has actually made it super, super simple. They have bowls, plates, and even a lunch bag called the Kitten Carry where you can have all of the system ready to go.
Yeah, we love carrying that thing around with us. It's so much easier to pack your lunch, your snacks, especially when you're on a road trip. That thing is a lifesaver.
Yes.
So if you want to get these things to help your journey, just go over to portionperfection.com and use our code 15OSL pod. And again, that's 15OSL pod. And you can also go over to our Amazon storefront to pick out any of those that you would like to use. If you could take a quiz today about weight loss surgery, how well do you think you would score? Well, there is an app for that, and it's called NewTriHealth.
Yes, it has 12 modules. You watch a video, read an article, and then you get to take the quiz. If you want to be the most prepared for the journey that lies ahead, go over to NewTriHealth.com and put our Sleeve Life podcast as your provider. All know how difficult post-op life can be.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking hard, guys.
Yes. And so a way to make it a little bit easier is by joining the T.R.I.B.E membership program. It has been created by a registered dietitian. She's actually the sleeve dietitian on Instagram. Her name is Jamie. And she's created this whole membership program just to support us.
Yeah, like we've had her on the podcast. We love her to freaking death. And then two, like she has full experts in their field that help you. And they've had bariatric surgery, almost every one of them.
Yes.
And the sleeve dietitian is freaking smart because she has almost a support group every single day, guys.
Yes.
You're going to get an email. It's going to tell you which ones are for today. And you can just sign up and hang out with people that are just like you. And I've even used the journal prompts. I'm into journaling, and that was way helpful to just go somewhere that can help you and just get your mind going.
Yes.
So if you need this kind of support, which a lot of us do, go to her website and use our code OSLP at checkout to get your discount.
Guess what, guys?
We're not doctors.
No, we are not.
So if you're going to be making any major medical decisions, please consult your doctor.
That includes diets, surgeries, and exercise.
We love you guys.
And we want you to continue to be in our OSLP family forever.
So be careful and consult your doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back, OSLP family.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Feel like it's been forever since we've said that.
I know we haven't recorded in like a week or two.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You are listening to our Sleeve Life podcast, and this is Kelly.
This is Mel.
And you guys, I don't know why it's not getting to you, but I need you to go over to patreon.com/OSLP And become a Benchie.
Right?
Become a Benchie.
And I know,
if nothing else, become a Benchie.
Exactly. And I know Patreon's probably new for a lot of people.
Yes.
It's
I
definitely
never heard of it.
Me neither. It threw me off.
Yep.
So, but it's actually a way to support your artists that you love and want to make sure they keep moving along.
Keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah. So,
and if you're unsure what a Benchie is, it is our Winners Bench support group that is on Facebook. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, no, I do not do those Facebook support groups. They are hell in a handbasket.
They can be.
This is not that. This is very moderated, and only people that get to be a part of it are our Benchies.
Yeah, that's why it's so much fun. Like we have over 200 people in there, and we have guys and girls, and we have literally from pre-op all the way to there's someone in there later than me, isn't there?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Post-op.
I think somebody newer that just joined.
Yeah. So it's like, hey, we have everybody, and we literally share our life. So like when I was at a concert, they knew I was at a concert.
Hey, I was with you.
I know. When we were at a concert, they knew about it. And then even like when me and Kelly were going through some craziness, like Kelly's divorce, they knew about it. With Eric, the hospital 6-week stay, that was definitely, they knew about it first. So
yes. So it definitely supports us as much as we support them. But it's just a very cool, supportive place to be. And you can ask any question you want. Nothing's off the table.
Exactly.
And you get so many different kinds of answers. I know somebody had asked, like, what's your favorite snacks? And there was a whole list of snacks. Or no, it was Costco. It was, what do you buy at Costco? And everybody just like gave all of their tips.
I know. It was nice because I actually saw some food on there that I've never even heard of before or seen or tried. So I was like, hell yeah. Like we're going to have to try some new recipes.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep. It's always good to have more information. So if you're feeling like you're lacking support or you're just new into this journey and you want to find out all the details of what happens after, just go over there.
Come hang out with us.
Yeah. And join the support group.
It's always a fun time, man.
Yeah. And while you're on your computer or your phone, go over to YouTube. If you're on your phone, it's preloaded onto your phone.
It is. I was actually going to let you know that our patrons get all of our episodes early and the YouTube version early.
10 days.
10 days earlier than all the YouTubers.
Yes.
So that's why it's super important to be a patron member.
It is.
Yeah.
So go over to YouTube. Hit subscribe. Hit the little bell.
That's right.
To get notified when new videos like this drop.
Every Tuesday. They get them.
It's the big drop day. And if you're $10, you actually get an exclusive episode that nobody else gets but our patrons. And it's called That's What She Said Corner.
That's right. And they just got one yesterday.
They did. And it was a fun one. It was a fun one because it was us being
goofballs.
Goofy.
Yeah.
Goofy. But if you were watching this on YouTube, you would see that we have a really cool guest this week.
Yeah, we do.
We're super excited to hear all the ins and outs of her journey. Her name is Kayla, and you know her as the bariatric Barbie.
That's right, because she is.
Yeah. So welcome on, Kayla.
Hey, girls.
Hi. How's everything going?
Going great.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear you. Yeah.
You're glad to hear her?
Yep.
Is that a thing?
It is today. It is today. I was focused on my tea, and I thought Mel would pick up where I was taking. Yeah, it was just that was what I do.
You know, Kayla, I love to see you more than just hear you.
Yes.
But so you've been in this world for a while now. So when did it all start for you?
Yeah, so coming up on 4.5 years. I'm 4.5 years post-op.
Wow.
But on social media, I kind of didn't document my journey right away. I was all into like the plus size modeling and plus size fashion and stuff like that.
Cool.
So yeah, I had a following doing that, and I was appearing smaller. I never said to anybody, "Hey, I'm losing weight. Hey, I've had surgery." I just my thing was, "Hey, this is my outfit today," because I've always dressed really pink and Barbie at any size.
Yes.
So that's what my motto is, just always been like, in fashion, it doesn't have a size. So that's kind of where I was on social media doing that. But the more outfits of the day I would post, I would become smaller and smaller, and people were just unfollowing and unfollowing and unfollowing. And it was like, yeah, you're not an inspiration to me anymore. Because I used to be like a 4X or a size 26, and then, went down and down and down. And I was borderline almost not plus size at one point. And people were like, you're not even plus size anymore. Like, what are you doing? You're not an inspiration. And I kind of, the pandemic hit, 2020 hit, and I kind of was like, where do I fit now? I didn't know kind of where I fit in this whole demographic of social media or a niche, so to speak.
Yeah.
But I was so proud of my weight loss journey. I just never was into the bariatric world online. I kind of just did my own thing. And then when I kind of thought, let me see what's out there online in the bariatric community. And there's this whole other world I just was never exposed to.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I only started my online bariatric, sharing my experience only the past couple of years now, if that. Yeah. Wow. So I'm kind of new to the bariatric community, but I've been on the journey for 4 years.
Wow.
That's amazing. And I am very mad at these people that were rude to you.
I'm very mad because
made me angry.
We get judged as plus size, but then when you're not plus size, it sounds like you got judged just as much.
I got judged more not being plus size because I think people confuse body positivity and what that means. And if you lose weight, you're all of a sudden not part of the body positive community. And that's not true. No. I feel like body positivity is at any size. It's just about loving your body enough. And if you are plus size and you love your body, good for you. I was that for my whole entire life until I physically felt unwell. And I love my body enough to need to change and to want to change. But if you don't and you're cool with it, that's fine. You know, I think just love yourself no matter what stage. And that's kind of what I want to portray in this community, because people say to me like, but in your before pictures, like you look so happy. And I said, I was never unhappy.
Yeah.
I was never unhappy. And I always try to do my before and after pictures in very similar outfits because my aesthetic hasn't changed. And just to say like for me, being successful in this journey was because I have been positive the whole way through. I've loved every step of the journey. I didn't hate myself before. I didn't hate the way I looked. And so many people start off this journey going into it with those emotions of, I hate the way I look. I hate the way I feel. I hate. And for me, it was like, I love me enough to want to change, So I kind of try to put a different perspective on it. Don't hate who you are, because who you are starting out is who is going to get you to where you need to be. So always love that person every step of the way.
That's amazing. I know we've had a discussion about body positivity. It was a couple months ago, but I remember saying like, body positivity is more than just being plus size and loving the body you're in. It's about loving yourself no matter what stage you're in. And if you are, like you said, if you are plus size and you're in good health and you're good and you're happy, then great. But, I know for myself, and it sounds like you were starting to develop some health issues. For me, I was so unhealthy at that stage because of all my health issues. I had autoimmune diseases, and it was even worse being plus size. So it wasn't that, I didn't really like the way I looked back then, but it was like, it wasn't about that. It was like my health. And I feel like there's a difference. And I think you hit it spot on when you said people confuse it.
They do. Because even I was going to tag on to that too, because body positivity is really what you said earlier. It's like for fashion, it doesn't matter what size you are, right? So for body positivity, that is about you liking your own body and respecting everybody else too with but with their body, regardless of what size they are. So body positivity is literally us not being like rude and mean to people that are size 0 all the way up to 6, 7, 8X, whatever the deal is. It shouldn't fucking matter.
That shouldn't matter.
And that they are definitely confusing the two, because like health concerns are a real concern.
They are a real concern.
They are a real concern.
Yes.
And they think like, oh, because we got smaller, we're not body positive. And it's like, no, that's not health. We're just concerned about our health.
Yeah, because
that's all. That's it.
So what kind of health issues did you start to develop
as
you got later on?
Well, it wasn't necessarily any health issues. I always had ever since I was a kid, because I've been morbidly obese from the minute I can remember. Any pictures you see of me as a kid was chunky from the get-go. Like I never, because I know later on in life some people gain weight, but for me it's always just been
I've been a chunky girl my whole life. I got you.
But I rocked it because I was like, this is who I am. This is okay, But I always had a thyroid, like an underactive thyroid from probably like 6 years old.
Wow.
And then lipedema in my legs and arms at such a young age. And it wasn't diagnosed until I was an adult, you know.
Wow.
I just remember my parents, because I'm one of 3 girls, I'm the youngest, and my body was completely different, you know. But I didn't overeat. I didn't do any of the other things my sisters weren't doing. We all did the same thing, ate the same thing. And my parents were always taking me to like doctors, dietitians, nutritionists. You know, I had so many tests run trying to figure out what was wrong. Like, where are we going wrong? Why is she so much bigger than the other 2, you know? So my earliest memories were always weight related, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's got to be tough as a little girl, just
and to
like
stay positive through that.
Yeah, because you're always inundated with your weight.
Yeah,
Like, that's a lot to deal with.
So and it became just my identity, like my whole life. I was successful with everything else in my life other than this one I call like demon. I just couldn't get my weight under control. You know, I'd been on every single diet you could think of.
Oh man.
Yeah, every single diet, and one day it just clicked for me. I'm in my late 30s now, and it was just kept gaining, and just when I moved to America, I gained even more weight. And I remember I went on a flight and hadn't flown for a long time, and I actually needed 2 seats on the plane. And usually I fly like with my husband or someone, so it's okay, you spill into their seat. But at this flight, I was on my own, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need seats. And I had to buy an extra seat, and I had to get a seatbelt extender. And that was the moment I realized, like, hang on a second, you're such a happy person, you have such a zest for life, but your weight is now really restricting you from doing things. And I love life too much to be held back. Like, I want to live life to the fullest. And that's where I was like, Kelly, you can do anything, because you do. Like, you're always do whatever you put your mind to. Like, you need help, and it's okay. Like, it's okay if you want, you need help. And that's when I looked into weight loss surgery. And it was like the best decision ever, because I love life enough to know that I didn't want to be restricted anymore. Like, I wanted to do things. I remember when my family would come to town, because I'm originally obviously from Australia. And I live in Las Vegas, and it's the entertainment capital of the world. We have shows on every corner. And I remember my mum and dad would be like, oh, let's go to this show, let's go to that show. And I would literally Google the seating chart, because I couldn't fit in seats that had any arms. And most of the theaters here have arms. And so I'd always be forever making excuses like, no, like, I work on the Strip. I don't want to go to the Strip on my day off, right? I've already seen that show. So I was making excuses to get out of doing things, because I knew I could fit in things. That's when I was like, hang on a second, like, I'm missing out on building memories with people because of my weight.
Yeah.
That's when, like, for me, it clicked here. Like, no, you want to do more. There is more to do, and it's starting to stop you now. That's when I needed a change.
You can totally tell, like, your zest for life, like you saying that. Like, I was like, that is a perfect description of you. Because we've talked with you, like, now this is our 3rd time talking with you. And you can totally tell. I mean, even because I actually, like, I followed your journey back when I started mine. So I literally, like, I was like, oh, I love this. Like, this is so cool. And I've always played with Barbies as kids. So I was like, you just totally drew me in. But I think that perfectly describes you. Like, you have this huge zest for life, and you want to do everything. And I like that you said you didn't want the weight to hold you back anymore from living your life, because I feel like a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah, we all do that.
Because you don't want to be embarrassed when you get there and you can't fit into the seat, you know?
I don't want to miss out on anything. So I'm doing everything now. But like, I remember watching a documentary when I was researching weight loss surgery. My husband was like, I don't want you to have surgery. I'm not for it. And I'm like, you've seen me struggle. We've been together for like 10 years. You've seen me struggle. Wow. It's not easy for me to lose weight. And he went to work one night, and I like binge watched this documentary. And the doctor was like calculating this guy's BMI, and he's just like, oh, you're whatever, you're morbidly obese. And I knew I'm morbidly obese. I was morbidly obese. And then he goes, you know what that means, right? And the guy goes, yeah, like, I'm just fat. And he goes, no, like, morbidly obese, morbid death. You're deathly fat.
Yeah.
He said, because he was in his 30s too, he goes, you're not going to live past 50, 55 if you keep going down this path. And oh my God, I cried.
Yeah, that's scary.
He goes, what's wrong? I said, I don't want to die. He goes, what are you talking about? I said, I need help. I need this surgery. If you want me to be around for a long time, I really need to start losing weight. I'm morbidly obese. And he was just like, well, if that's what you want to do, I'll support you. I'm like, thank God.
Well, yeah, because you want your partner to understand why you're doing it. Because I think a lot of partners get scared because all they hear is surgery. And, you know, any surgery can be scary. But I think getting them to understand where you're coming from of like, hey, like, I want to be around for you. I want to be around for our life that we're building. It's not about like, I want us to focus on that instead of the scariness that is surgery. And I mean, this surgery is safer than most gallbladder surgeries. So
Correct.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. 100%. And I think, you know, just if you haven't done your research about it, it can sound very scary. But once, you know, I told him and my family, like, do your research. This is what it is. It's pretty really non-invasive, like minimal invasive procedure. Yeah. So they were like, once they did their research, they were like, okay, this is actually not a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially struggling since you're a kid, and not only you struggling, but your parents were struggling because they saw the trajectory of what you were going to go down.
They probably felt bad that they couldn't help you. They're like, I just can't figure out how to help my daughter. Like that would drive me bonkers. I'd probably be up all night, like with my son being like, I don't know, we need to figure something out. Like, why can't we get like this figured out? Like, this is so frustrating. So.
Right. And you know what, like my parents are the most beautiful people. I was never made to feel any different. To be honest with you, I never got bullied in school. I don't know if it's because I had two older sisters that were like popular girls, or I don't know if it's because my mum was just one tough lady that people scared of my mum. I don't know what it is, but I must have just gone to school with like a really good group of people. I was school captain. I was like prom queen, like all of that. I never got treated any different. I was so lucky growing up. I got really lucky. And I was always like rewarded with Barbie dolls because I loved Barbie. You know?
Okay.
And it wasn't like, I wasn't never, because people go, well, that's kind of, that can be harmful. You know, you're being bribed with Barbie dolls. I was never bribed with a Barbie doll. If I lost weight, if I didn't lose weight, if I tried, if I didn't try, it was like, here's a Barbie, you know, you gave it your best shot. You know, my parents never made me feel bad or any different, but I definitely always got a Barbie doll.
I love that. It's better than them giving you food. I got food. Yeah. So I got food for upset and happy. So it did not help me.
I mean, really, that's how we grew up. Like when you celebrated with food.
Yeah, no matter what. I wish it was a toy.
I know.
That would have been so much better.
Yeah.
I still do celebrate with Barbie. It's ridiculous.
I love that. When did your obsession start? Like just right when out of the womb there was love and Barbie?
Yeah. My love of Barbie, my love of fashion. Like I loved Barbie because she was so bright. She was so colorful. And like I couldn't wear the things that Barbie would wear. Like I remember going into Kmart going, Mom, I need that Barbie and that Barbie because I wanted to mix and match like her outfits and all that fun stuff. And, you know, plus size kid in the 90s, there was no options. So Barbie really got me to become very creative. And I started like jazzing up my own clothes. I started, you know, hockling things onto my stuff, putting bows everywhere. And like I said, even in school, like I was always the kid that was dressed over the top, and I was always very like bubbly and eclectic. And that kind of, I feel like Barbie is to thank for that whole creative side of me. And then that I moved to Las Vegas. I became a costume designer for one of the shows out here. So it was like,
I didn't know that.
I really think it was just Barbie influenced that whole thing for me.
That's rad.
So cool.
You make costumes.
Do you still make the costumes?
No, now I work for EOC, which is the company that does my surgery, Dr. Ortiz. So, again, pandemic happened, show business closed down in Vegas, right?
Yeah,
so I'm like, that was like such a transitioning year for me. I thought, okay, I'm 2 years post-op. This is where I could either reach my goal because I still had a little more to lose, or I could go backwards. And then I also was losing followers on my Aussie plus size Barbie account. I wasn't plus size anymore. So that's where I was like, who am I? What am I trying to do? You know?
Yeah.
That's when I found the bariatric community. And then EOC, I always kept in touch with them through the support page that they had. And the stars just aligned and they had asked me like, hey, do you want to come work for us? And I was like, well, I don't have a job right now. I mean, like I had a job to go back to when show business finally opened, but I just felt that this was my calling because, you know, when the world slows down, it makes you rethink things.
It does.
And as much as, you know, designing costumes and props and sets and watching your creations come alive on stage was fun. I did it for a long time. You know, I did it for over 10 years.
Wow.
So I felt like it was time for something new. I felt like I really wanted to do something where I was helping people.
Yeah.
And for me, I never thought weight loss surgery was an option, especially having it in Mexico. I never knew that was even an option. And there's so many people in this country and even, you know, where I'm from in Australia that just can't afford it and need it.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to make it my mission to tell the world like, hey, this is possible. Like, and if I can do it, anyone can do it. So I kind of had that fire inside of me. And then, like I said, the stars aligned, they offered me a job and it just,
I feel like that's why like we like each other so much because that's the exact same mission. It was like, what can I do to just help people? Like at the end of the day, I need the world to know this is a freaking option and it's not, you don't need to be embarrassed or ashamed about it. Like go ahead and get your surgery, go see your people. If you can't afford it, you know what, message us. We'll fucking find you someone. Like, like that's why like I love EOC because it is such a freaking viable option. Like you can legit save for just a couple of years. And I know that couple of years sounds like a lot, but at the end of the day, it's not. Like if you live 80 years and it took you 2 years to save up for your weight loss surgery so you could live till you're 80, who the fuck cares? At least you made it to 80, man. You did it.
I preach it to the choir.
I love it, man. So it's just, it's so cool. So how did you find EOC? So like if you were you in Australia?
No.
Were you in New York?
I've been in the US. I've been in Vegas for like 13 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was Googling, you know, I was just Googling bariatric surgeons and I actually had 2 consultations out here in Vegas. I didn't have health insurance at the time.
Okay.
And then, so they were like, well, it's going to be $25,000 for one of them. And then the other one, I had to go to like this 3-hour meeting and then I had to do this and that. And I just kept calling going, hey, like, how do I go about scheduling? And no one would follow up with me. And then the other person that I had a consultation with, I actually met face-to-face with the surgeon. I just didn't get a good vibe. And I'm all about a vibe.
Yes.
I just wasn't feeling it. It was like, kind of walked out going, I don't feel good about that. So I went back to good old Google and I was just like, best bariatric surgeon, West Coast. Because I'm like, I can go to California. That's fine. I'm in Vegas.
Yeah.
And then Dr. Ortiz kept popping up. I'm like, who's this Ortiz guy? You know? Still no idea about Mexico was an option. No idea that they do surgery for like $5,000.
Yeah.
And then as I'm doing more research, I'm finding out all this stuff. I'm like, it can't be right.
Right. Yeah. It sounds too good to be true.
Like, does this really check out? And I just did so much research that everything checked out. And then when I proposed it to my family, they were like, you're crazy. Absolutely not. And I'm like, no, I promise. Like, do your research. If you can find anything on this company that doesn't add up, like, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
And they were like, actually, it all looks legit. So I was like, look, I ain't got nothing to lose. I mean, I had 200 pounds to lose. I was like, I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm just throwing caution to the wind. And I did, and it was the best experience. I not only did like I had the surgery for you know, under $5,000, but I had such a good time. Like I felt like I was on vacation. Immediately I felt like family. As soon as you get on the shuttle bus, they're like, hello family. And I'm like, oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's cute.
It's so welcoming. Like the whole Mexican community, they're so hospitable. And everyone was so lovely. I literally had the best time. I thought I returned back to Vegas. I'm like, I don't even feel like I had surgery. I feel like I just went on vacation and made so many great friends.
That's so
and I really
cool.
liked that too, because I had surgery sisters as well. Same girls like that had surgery same day as me. And we keep in touch still to this day. So it was really like a nice support system, because I didn't have anyone else. I didn't know anyone that's ever been through it. So it was just like the best thing in the world. I'm like, I'm going to tell everyone about this.
It's beautiful. Can you kind of explain to our followers, like, how does that work? So you book it and everything, and how does the whole process work for you? Like even the airline and like getting there.
Yeah. So basically, you have to fly yourself into San Diego. No matter where you come from, just fly into San Diego. So you have to buy the flights. But everything else from there is included in your package. So the drivers will come and pick you up from the airport. They take you into Tijuana, and it's like 6 days, 5 nights. So the first day is like the pre-op day. So you go and you get all your pre-op testing done that day, and then the next day is surgery day. So surgery on day 2, you're in the hospital for 2 nights, and then you go back to the hotel, which is all included in the package, by the way.
Right,
And it's like an amazing 5-star hotel, casino, overlooks the golf course.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. And then you stay in the hotel and recover for another 2 days, but you're on the medical level. So you have like 3 levels of that hotel where we have nurses on staff like 24/7. So if you need anything, there's nurses on staff. They'll come and check you. And then there's also like meetings that you have there, like you have the bariatric nutritionist that you meet with, and then post-op meetings. And then they take you on a shopping tour, which for me was the best part.
What?
Yeah, like it's so much fun. It's not just surgery. It's like surgery and like a good time. So they take you out down to like the main street in Tijuana, and you get all your little souvenirs and your knickknacks, and they take you out for broth. So they take you like an authentic like little restaurant, and you can get your broth. And then they take you out to like an ice cream place where it's like bariatric water-based ice cream that you can have.
That is
So it's like a whole little day of like adventure as well when you're feeling up for it. And like what I loved the most was you get to take a companion along for free. So it's all included. Yeah. So my sister came with me and we just had a ball.
Guys, people, did you just hear that?
Yeah.
Like, not only do you get a 6-day stay basically, and you get to see all these pretty things to go shopping.
Yeah.
Your companion is fucking free.
And you get to go have bariatric friendly ice cream and your broth.
Yeah.
In Mexico.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You know, if I didn't already have surgery, I'd be sold.
I know. I'd be like, I'm down.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Right. Like, and then your companion's enjoying the tacos and the burritos and all the authentic Mexican food. But and you're all stuck eating the broth. But we get so many patients that come back as a companion because they want to experience like
the other side of it.
Yeah. That's really fun.
That's amazing.
It's great.
So did you feel prepared post-op after having surgery in Mexico? Was there anything that you wish you had to prepare you better?
No, I feel like for me it was honestly, EOC set you up for success. That post-op meeting was golden to me. I took a notepad and I listened and I wrote everything down. Even post-op, we got follow-up emails like, hey, it's week 1 post-op, this is what you need to do. It's week 2 post-op, this is what you need to do.
That's right.
It's changed a little bit now. You get it all at once now, but they literally walk you through each phase.
Wow. Okay.
There's like I think it's like 5 phases that you got to go through after surgery.
Okay.
And they walk you through each phase. And the support group on Facebook was really helpful as well.
Good.
When I joined, I think there might have been like, I don't know, 10,000 people. Now there's like 50,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So that was so helpful to me as well. Just kind of referring back to that page because it's a private page. No one knows the business. Apart from the people that are in there, but everyone is at different points of their journey. So you know, there's people going in for surgery today. There's people like me that are 4 years post-op.
Yeah.
So it's really good to kind of we're getting a lot of help through the page as well. My coordinator was awesome. She walked me through everything. So it's just such a supportive business, I guess. Like it's a well machine. And I remember in my post-op meeting at that time, Dr. Ortiz was doing the post-op meetings back then, but now his doctor does it. But I remember I said to Dr. Ortiz, like, hey, actually my sister asked questions because she's, you know, my big sis, that's what she does. She's like, so how come so many people, like, they don't lose all their weight or they regain weight after surgery? Like, why does that happen? You know, because we were still new to weight loss. We didn't really know everything about it. And he's like, he said something and my sister wrote it down and circled it, and I literally have it in my bathroom every day. And he said 100% of failure is due to non-compliance.
It's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Not wrong at all, sir. He is not.
No.
One hit home. Yeah. And I live by that today, you know. And I just thought to myself, that really sunk in. I said, okay, if I'm going to be successful at this, I've got to give it my all.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
well,
and from that day, I walked out of that building and I did. I was fully committed. I gave it my all.
Wow. Because I know Kellie has a thing about this, and I do too. Is like, when you tell me I'm non-compliant, we're going to have some problems. So it's like, but if I had that on my mirror, I'd be like, oh, it is totally me. I need to be fucking compliant. I do not like being told that I have been non-compliant.
Yeah. I actually just got, like, this is going to be, long story short, I had a very big conversation with my doctors because they did not want to refill my medication. There was a whole thing about it. And I was literally yelling at him because I'm like, you cannot tell me I haven't been compliant. I've been 100% compliant the entire 5 years I've been with you guys, because that's what it is. Mm-hmm. I will be compliant if you tell me what I'm supposed to do.
Yep.
Right.
So just have to know.
Yep.
Just have to know.
Yep.
100%. And like I said, with EOC, they tell you exactly what you need to succeed. So they give you all the tools. It's up to you to go use them now.
Yeah. So what about further along? So say you are further along, you have some regain, or you're just very like struggling. Are they still there? Like, can you still contact them and say, hey, like, this is what I'm going through?
100% all the time. That support group is there for anybody. Awesome. Even if you want to recontact your coordinator, and if you want a revision, like, you can always go back for a revision as well. But our nutritionist, she does like, she'll get on and do live Facebook feeds and stuff like that, where she'll just go over nutrition stuff. So it just might be, sometimes you just got to go back to basics.
Yeah, you do.
Sometimes being this far out, like, you lose restriction. It's not as tight as it used to be.
No.
And then you can regain, and, you know, all that's very real. And we get a lot of people coming back for revision because they want that restriction again.
Yeah. Well, it's... you lean on it too much. Like, I know that I did that around year 2-ish, because that's when I could feel it, but then, like, I could push it over and it wouldn't.
You kind of find that wiggle room.
Yeah, I found the wiggle room. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, now you really don't. Like, I mean, I have it still, but it's just not as it ever was before.
No.
Like, I've never felt like that again, like, after that first year.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get full quicker, obviously. Certain foods make me fuller, like olives. Weird. But I told avocado. I actually messaged Kellie like 2 nights ago, and I was like, I did a good thing. I wanted a snack, and I wanted something, like, I really wanted something sugary, but I grabbed the olives out of the fridge and I put them in a bowl, and I was like, no, you're going to eat these because they make you feel full. It works. And I love olives anyway. It made me mad that after surgery, I can't have them really. Cause literally, I don't know what it is about olives, but I have 1 or 2 and I'm like full, like it's like stuck.
Yeah. I don't really eat olives anymore.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Like, and it's so important to, in that first year, really be consistent, with making it a lifestyle change. I feel like so many people focus on the scale.
They do. Yeah.
Early in my journey, my scale, like literally a couple months in, I would weigh in once every 2 weeks. I think I was weighing in. And then I went to put my scale back up in the closet, and it slipped out of my hands. It was glass and it shattered.
Okay.
And I never purchased another scale again.
Wow. Impressive.
Because my goal was never a number. I never said, well, I want to lose 100 pounds. I want to lose 200 pounds. I want to be this size. It was never that. My goal was, I want to be consistent. My goal is consistency, to do that again tomorrow and do that again tomorrow. And I was just, you know, it went from, you know, getting your macros, like your 90 grams of protein, your water, all of that. I wanted to be consistent. So I first year really got that all under control, where it was just second nature to me now.
Yeah.
That's just what I eat. The second year in was when I was like, I need to incorporate working out a little bit more, because I was doing more.
Yeah.
But I honestly, like, I didn't go to the gym every day. I didn't have a regime. I just was being more active, because let's be honest, when you're heavy, it isn't fun to work out.
No.
Things hurt.
Yes.
And when you hurt, you don't want to go do things.
No.
So I waited till I lost like quite a large amount of weight, and it didn't hurt to work out. And I started really small, but my goal with working out was consistency as well. So I wanted to do something every day. So I started with 10 minutes.
Nice.
And if I could do 10 minutes every day and build that habit, and then 10 minutes turn into 20 minutes. And I just did 20 minutes on the treadmill every day.
Nice.
Because that on the treadmill every day adds up, you know?
It does.
And now, you know, I've got different goals now. So, you know, I work out a lot harder now, but it was just do little things and just make it a habit.
Right. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, make it a habit. And I'd say to people, like, even if you just get up and walk around your couch,
Yeah.
Mhm.
that's more than what you would have done if you didn't get up and walk around your couch. So just be more mindful of like building habits and
Yeah.
being consistent. Like, yeah, my goal is consistency, not a number.
Yeah.
not
I
a
love
size.
that.
Yeah.
That's a good way, like, to switch your mindset.
So I was listening to a video that Jamie, the sleep dietitian, sent me that she did with Kristen, which is the bariatric mindset.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kristen Lloyd. There we go. And she was talking about how she was working on her consistency, and she would literally, by the time she got dressed and went to the gym, she would have 7 minutes before she had to get the showers and get to work.
Oh my God.
And she did that like over and over. And there were some days that she had 2 minutes. There were some days she had 5. There were some that she had 15.
Oh, but she would at least get dressed.
But she had to get dressed and she had to at least go because it like that was the consistency that she needed to see.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Just building that habit.
Yeah.
Because some people
second nature.
Yeah. Because some people would ask her, be like, well, what's the point? She's like, it's 7 more minutes than I would have gotten had I not gone.
Yeah. That's brilliant.
And let's be honest, like the hardest part of getting up doing a workout is literally getting up and just getting
doing
started.
it.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's the hardest part. So if you can make that a habit, even if you are only doing a 1 minute, you're still building a habit.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest part.
Better than nothing.
Exactly.
Something is better. What was
I'll
the
say,
other
what
thing?
did Michaela say?
It's better to half-ass something than to
no-ass something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Jamie actually repeated that to me the other day.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh, I
was
love
like,
it.
Oh, you're using my episodes against me. Awesome.
I love that.
that.
So how was the support around you? Family, friends? Did anything change? Did you lose any friends? We definitely lost friends. So
yeah.
You lose acquaintances. And that's
fair.
Absolutely okay, because they obviously were not friends in the beginning. The people that stick around are the ride or dies, and you get to know who your true friends are. And that's fine. Like my core group of friends are still my same friends,
Nice.
they always say like, but we never seen you big. Like when they'll look at photos, they're like, we never seen you like that, Kayla.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's good to know that you were never judged by those people.
Yeah.
But the people that do exit your life, it's okay.
right. Well, and it's kind of like but I was that big,
Yeah.
like let's not hide the fact that like I was like we really were.
Well, but I also think that as a friend, like viewing you at a bigger size, like I never saw your size.
Right.
I saw you as a friend.
Right.
And I think it's different when somebody sees you as like a size, and then as you get smaller, they get threatened.
Correct.
I think that's where the difference is. A true friend doesn't see you as a plus size person.
Correct.
They see you as a friend.
As a person.
And then as you lose, like I'm not feeling threatened by it because I feel great that you're happy.
Right.
So
and
I
some
think
people just can't be happy for other people. Yeah.
Well, that's true friends. True friends are going to be happy for their friend's success, like I'm happy when my friends succeed. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
So the people that aren't happy for you, that aren't clapping for you, they weren't your friends in the beginning. So
exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
It's good that they weed themselves out.
Yeah, they kind of do. They kind of take care of it themselves.
They do. They kind of just like stop calling. They stop hanging out. The text message get from like once a week to like once a month to non-existent.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, peace. I don't need you in my life if you're going to be like that.
Kellie will ghost you.
I will full on like, I don't
ghosts
mess around with that shit. Like if you're going to be a dick to me, I'm like,
nope.
Peace. I don't need you in my life. And I will not hesitate to do it of a friend of like 7 years, 5 minutes. Like it does not matter. I'm a vibe person too, Kayla.
Yeah.
So I get really irritated when I am friends with somebody for a long time and have had nothing but good vibes. And then they kind of do me dirty. And that's what I'm like, nope. Because my gut told me wrong on you. And that makes me angry. So I'm going to move on from you.
Always listen to your gut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you done any like mental health stuff? Like we noticed we needed that after. Was there anything like that for you?
No, there really hasn't been. And I don't know. I've always been a really positive person.
Sounds
and very
like it.
in tune with like I don't know. I live by, I don't know if you've seen or watched or read The Secret, the law of attraction, like ask, believe, receive. Like that's how I live my life. No matter being 350 pounds or being where I am today, like that's always been the fundamentals of my thinking and my thought process. So I think I've always been in a really good headspace.
That's awesome.
It was just, for me, my weight was the thing I just could never conquer. And then I just, applied those methods to my weight loss. And it's so weird, because I physically changed, but nothing else has changed about me. Like my mentality is still the same. And I know a lot of people, they do go through that mental shift, because they go into it hating themselves. Whereas like I said, I never hated myself. I always loved my life, and I just knew I needed more out of it. But and some people also have like addictions, and food is an addiction to a lot of people. And then when you give that up, there's transfer addiction. So there are people that definitely do need help. I was just very fortunate that I'm just such a really strong-minded person.
Well, I think you've had a really good family structure, because they did not like discriminate against you just because you were bigger than the other sisters. Like if they treated you different, I think that would have been a problem.
Yeah,
and
they
then
just tried to help you.
Yeah, they were just trying to be helpful.
Yeah.
Like they seemed like I would love to meet your family. They sound like fucking amazing
wow, way
people.
to invite yourself into that mouth.
I'm going over there. I'm meeting your family.
My family's awesome. I just got back from Australia last night.
Yeah.
So,
which we appreciate you.
Well, next time we'll join you and meet your family.
Just come. Like my dad's Italian and my mom's Australian. So like it's just such a great mix of like family. Like family is number one for us. So if I was to be like, mom, just bring some friends. Yep, the more the merrier. Like our house was always, we lived 5 houses from like the primary school, 5 houses from the high school. Our house was like always the house that the kids just came to. Like there was always a pool party after school at our house. Like we were like that house on the block. We were always a family.
I love that.
Those houses are fun.
Yeah. There's always room at our house for anybody that wants to come. So you're very welcome.
I love it.
All right.
We're going to take you up on that offer.
We're going to hold you to that for sure.
Yeah. Totally.
So I know that you did plastics, right?
Yes.
So I'd love to know your journey with that and loose skin and like how all that kind of happened for you.
Yeah. So actually it was just my 1-year anniversary from my tummy tuck. But for me, my biggest insecurity, legs and arms. That's where I carried my weight. I know a lot of people carry it midsection. For me, it was arms and legs. I've just been limb heavy. And that's also because of my lipedema in my arms and legs.
Yeah.
Yes.
So going through the weight loss process, I reached my goal weight. And as a reward, I'm like, I want to do my arms.
Okay.
I don't do anything else. I want to do my arms because I want to wear sleeveless things. Never in my life have I ever shown my arms.
Oh, really?
Even as a kid, like I would swim with a t-shirt on.
Okay.
So as my 2-year anniversary and my reaching my goal was doing your arms, and I did. That's when I went back to EOC because they have plastics.
Yeah.
And Dr. Lazos is the head surgeon, and he specializes in massive weight loss patients,
which I love.
So I started following him on Instagram, and he's just magic. Like I don't know how he does it. And then I also just, I vibed with him. I vibed with his personality. He's so funny. Like we get along really well. So I booked in to do my arms, and I did. I went back to EOC, I did my arms, and the second time around was, if not better than the first time around. I was like, wow, like these people have changed my life. I remember driving home because I drove home from San Diego that time, and I was crying. My husband was like, why are you crying again? And I said, like, I'm just so happy. These people have changed my life, and I'm forever thankful. Like I can show my arms. Like I remember the first time going outside with nothing on my arms and feeling the breeze on my skin. It was such a foreign feeling. I was like, what is this? Like it was wow. It was so nice. So I started with my arms because I'm like, if I don't do anything else, I'm just doing my arms. And then that's what I did. And then after I did that, EOC offered me the job. And then Dr. Lazos was like, you're not just doing your arms. Like, what do you do the whole thing? And I'm like, do we? Oh, okay. Because I just didn't imagine ever doing anything else.
Yeah.
And So a year ago I had my makeup. So I did the 360 belt. So the tummy tuck that goes all the way around.
Okay.
I did a breast lift with implants. Because I had like 0 A cups, like I had nothing left by the end.
Oh no.
So I got just like a 360 implant. Like didn't want to go too big, just something that fit my frame.
Okay.
Smart.
And then a torsoplasty, which is the back.
Okay.
So so it's extended breast lift with torsoplasty and 360 belt.
Wow.
So arms done, boobs done, tummy done. Now I got to do my legs. So that's next on the list.
Okay.
So,
I was going to ask if you had them done yet.
That's pretty cool. What kind of experience is that? Is it the same thing? Kind of like you're up in a hotel for a few days and do all that?
Yeah, exactly the same. Same hotel, same nurses. Different surgeons, obviously, because we have plastic surgeons. You stay a little bit longer for plastics, a couple of days longer.
Okay.
You also get like massages because you've got to get lymphatic draining massage. So the masseuse comes to your room. But I will say plastics is a whole nother journey.
Yeah, I bet.
That will mess with your emotions. Like you have to be very headstrong for plastics. Yeah. You definitely have to
what makes you say that?
It's an emotional roller coaster with plastics. I can't put my finger on it, but I know a lot of people go through it. I think at first because I didn't think it was painful, but it's a lot of discomfort.
Okay.
You're swollen. And I think at first you look at your body and you're swollen and you kind of look like a square and you're like, what have I done? You know?
Okay.
Did I make the right choice? And then it's a slow recovery, you know? You got to just be very careful. There's a lot you got to wear compression garments. You got to dress your wounds every day. Like there's a lot.
Okay.
For at least the first 6 to 8 weeks. Like there's a lot of like nursing yourself.
Okay.
Having someone do it for you. I was like, again, my sister was my companion. So, and if you have any modesty, like I'm very modest, well, I was before plastics, that's out the window.
Right.
Out the window. I don't want the doctor to see me naked. You just get naked in front of everybody. You get your massages, the nurses shower you. I'm like, oh, who am I? What is my life? I've never done this before. But just, no modesty going into plastics. They're going to see you naked and you just got to deal with it.
Yeah.
I've never had a problem with that.
With modesty?
Yeah.
With the clothes? No.
Yeah, no. I like we did a photo shoot for the award show and we're like, it was at a mansion that's up in Portland and we're changing just in the back. Like everybody could still see us. But I'm like, I don't care because I'm just like, let's just get this changed and go.
And it's so quick. You're like, who hasn't seen a bra before?
Yeah. I mean, I was like it's wearing the same as I would a bathing suit.
Yeah.
Like my boyfriend's girls were like, oh my God, you're so embarrassing. Why are you changing in the open? And I'm like, if I was wearing a bathing suit, you wouldn't care.
Yeah. You wouldn't say shit.
Let's just move on with it. Let's get dressed.
That's great. I've always been very modest, but after plastics, I'm not really anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'll just, even in front of my sisters, like I would never just take my top off and change. But now I do. I don't care because I'm like, it doesn't feel real. I'm like, they're not my boobs anyways. Well, they are, but they're not. You know what I mean? It's like, it's the weirdest. It's like there's almost a disconnect from your body. But yeah, plastics is an emotional journey because you do have to, like I said, it's a pretty long recovery.
Okay.
But it's so worth it. Oh my gosh, it's so worth it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I've heard it from many people that like it is painful. It is a long journey, but in the end, they wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
No.
They're glad they got it done.
It sounds just like weight loss surgery. It's like, it's discomfort, it's painful. But I mean, I know that plastic is way more painful than weight loss surgery.
Especially for you because you don't like, I handle pain like a champ.
That's because you're in pain every day.
But I'm just saying like my pain tolerance is like through the roof.
It's like stupid through the roof. I can handle a lot of constant pain. It's like the shock pains that I don't do well with.
Yeah.
Like the dull pains that stay forever. I'm fine. I can deal with that. It's the piercing pain, the sharp pains, the shit that I'm like, oh, where'd that come from?
Where are the pains going that you need to do this?
They're going up my back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Back pains.
Going up somewhere.
Leg pain.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, Belle.
No, I get good feeling with this.
plastics isn't painful. There was not one bit of, I wouldn't describe plastics as painful.
Okay.
It's discomfort. The only like pain is like the swelling feeling, like you just feel swollen.
Okay.
But I didn't think it was painful. But again, I think I must have a high pain tolerance because I just think I do. I didn't feel anything with the bariatric surgery either. And I see people going, oh my God, that was so painful. So I'm like, I'm either weird or got a really high pain tolerance.
No, we're the same because I did the same thing. I was like, no, I was fine. Like like I didn't really, the worst part of bariatric surgery was the gas pain.
Mm-hmm.
Like I felt that in my chest, but other than that, I wasn't like, oh, I need more pain meds. Like I was good. I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah.
Even with plastics, I didn't even take pain meds because I don't even like taking medication as it is. Like if I have a headache, I'll just write it out. Like I don't like to take pain meds. So even with plastics, they're like, take one before you massage just to relax your muscles. So I would do that just to relax my muscles, but I didn't take it for pain. I had no pain.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We're actually starting our search for plastics.
I know. I might be hollering at the EOC.
Yeah, because we're both like, I think
we're ready. I think we're both finally mentally ready for it.
Yeah. I feel like even though I have regained, like I feel like I'm getting to a spot where my brain is now connecting with where I'm at now.
Yeah.
Because I am in therapy. I am, working with with Jamie for the sleep dietitian. So I'm getting like the mindset work done that I never thought before, because I think what was hard was I hated my body. Like you were saying, like it's hard when you hate your body. But then when I went through it, I didn't make it a lifestyle. I didn't make it to where it was like, okay, well, I'm going to still enjoy my weekends. And if I don't, lose weight as quickly, I'm still working towards a goal. I just restricted everything as a way to do that. So I dropped so quickly, but I didn't like make it a part of my life. It wasn't, it was just another kind of diet. Yeah. So now that I'm doing that work, like and I'm making it fit into my life, and I'm realizing like where I need to change and what I need to like morph and be flexible with my consistency. That's something that Jamie has taught me like lately is being like, it's good to have a plan, but make that plan flexible, because if you make it too rigid, like you're not going to adhere to that.
No. Your head starts hurting.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I missed one thing. Now I'm awful.
And that's why the cycle starts all over again.
Right.
So we're working on like, okay, adding a luncheon, but being flexible of like, if you're not hungry, don't eat. Like,
it's okay.
You don't have to. And so it's different aspects of it. But I really think that I'm getting to a point mentally where I'm ready to have that change also, because I think I see like where the lumps and bumps and skin and all of that is, and the boobs are down to my knees and
down to your knees. No, they're not. Whatever. I've seen you naked. They are not down to your knees.
I think they're down to my they're down to my waist.
But whose isn't? People that are flat chested? That's not fair. That's not fair. Hers are perky and new.
Don't worry. But honestly, like I think back to regain, I honestly feel like we get to our lowest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I just think naturally our bodies don't want to be there.
Yeah. They don't.
Like a lot of people regain like 10 to 20 pounds because we get to our lowest, and that's not where our body's comfortable at.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, so I feel like we all need to have a little bit of grace for regain. As long as, like you said, like you just stick to kind of a plan and you be flexible with it, and you turn it into a lifestyle, like a healthy lifestyle, not a toxic lifestyle. That's the issue.
Yeah.
But once you're ready for plastics, like I said, you definitely got to get hair ready first.
Yeah.
Like any kind of, like even with weight loss, you got to get hair ready first. Yeah. But I can't wait for you guys to meet the plastic surgeons, because now EOC has like 4 of them.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
By the time this airs, we have already gone to EOC.
Yes.
And their conference in San Diego, and we get to meet everybody from EOC, and we get to meet Kayla, and I know a bunch of our friends from the community are going.
Yep.
So we are super excited, and don't worry, I'm sure we have all the updates on our Instagram or Facebook.
Oh,
so
for sure.
Make sure that you're over there. looking at what we did at
Yeah.
this point.
If
So,
you don't mind me asking, because we never really touched on it, what was like your highest weight? And then what are you now, if you don't mind?
I don't know what I am now because I haven't weighed myself in a long time.
Oh, I love
But
that.
I was almost 350 pounds when I started, and I lost
Okay.
a little over 200.
okay.
Damn, girl.
Yeah,
Amazing.
so people when I first started, they said like, how much do you want to lose? And I actually didn't have a number. I thought
Yeah.
I thought about it. I just wanted to lose.
Yeah.
So I think I said, if I could lose 100 pounds, that would be pretty awesome, you know?
Yeah.
I never dreamed of losing 200 pounds. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Impressive, girl.
Yeah.
Impressive.
You have done an incredible job at getting yourself ready without even knowing it at the time.
Yeah.
Like looking back,
true.
like everything that like you said of like how you felt going into it, like that is the perfect mindset
It is
to be in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people ask like, oh, what do you do? What do you eat every day? And I don't like to give advice because what works for me isn't going to work for everybody else.
Yeah.
I always just tell people, find something that you enjoy and that you can keep doing.
Yes.
Find something that works for you. I found what works for me, but you got to find what works for you. Like, here's what I do. I don't necessarily recommend it for everybody, but it works for me.
Yeah.
So I think, and also a lot of people going into the process, they're scared. They're like, well, I don't know if I'm going to succeed and I don't know how to do this. And like, none of us do. Just take it day by day.
Yeah.
And if you just set really small goals and just to do the same thing, like I said, do the same thing again the next day.
Yep.
I was worried I was going to fail. I'm like, I'm the fussiest eater in the world. How am I going to succeed? Like, there's like 3 things in the world that I eat. Like, how am I going to do this? And that was like pasta, bread, and pasta.
That sounds like my diet.
I'm literally the fussiest eater, but I found a way, things that work for me. So just don't stress too much. Like, you learn as you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I try to tell people. You figure it out as you go.
Yeah.
You really do.
You do. You trial and error.
Yeah.
Go back and forth and try to figure it out. And if something doesn't work right away, you just wait it out a month, try it again.
Mm-hmm.
And if it still doesn't, like, you can put it back on the shelf and try it again later. Like, this is lifelong. Yeah. So just take it day by day.
Doing that.
Yeah.
I'm still doing that. Now I'm at the point where I want to be a bodybuilder. Like, I want muscle, like, you know, in training. So I'm at the point now where I have to eat strategic and I have to figure out a new norm, you know, and I'm still in the trial and error phase of this next step in the journey.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also like another thing. I feel like on this journey, I always want to be like, okay, so now what's next? Like, I've done this and I never thought that was possible. So now what's next? So for me, like, the natural progression is that let's see if I can build muscle. Like,
let's do it.
Why not?
So I've just become addicted to like the challenge of like, I've done that, so why can't I do that? And just, you know, I love a routine. I'm a creature of habit. I don't know.
But what do you got to lose? You've got nothing to lose by trying new things.
No.
You know, so say you do the weightlifting and then you're like, not really my thing. There's nothing that's like holding you to it. You're free to try whatever you want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just this surgery kind of gave you that opportunity to try.
A whole world has opened up since this surgery. A world that I just didn't know existed. Like I said, the online world of the bariatric community, the fitness world. Like, I would never step foot in the gym without feeling so intimidated. But now it's like, it's my jam. You know, I've made so many friends. I would never expect those worlds that I would be living in those worlds, you know?
Right,
so it's opened up. My world has completely changed within 4 years. And I'm just so thankful. Honestly, I'm so thankful.
That's incredible. We're so proud of you.
We are. I love it.
I'm proud of you girls too. And like everything you do for the community as well. You guys are great. I can't wait to see you next week.
I can't believe it's like next week.
I know.
It's
like,
so
I'm
crazy.
There's sometimes where we get invited to things and we're like, okay, it'll be like a few months. And then it's like that few months just like flies by. And then I'm like, oh, I got to pack. Like I like have to pack. Like now.
Seriously. So only thing that question I have left is like, what are the tips and tricks that you would say for the people that are listening?
Number one, it starts here.
Okay.
So get your mind right first. Get your mind into gear. have grace. Don't be too hard on yourself. But also stick to the plan. Anything's possible.
Yeah.
If I can do it, being the fastest eater in the world, anybody can do it. Find what works for you. Be consistent. Don't get obsessed with the scale.
Yeah.
Stalls will happen. That is normal. Enjoy the journey. Honestly, enjoy it, because if you make it enjoyable, that's when it becomes a lifestyle. It's not another diet. Let's get that out of our head. Like, it's not another diet. Let's focus on a lifestyle change and just set small goals along the way. And like I said, still enjoy it, because you want to find that balance of enjoying life and enjoying this new lifestyle. So many doors will open up along the way, and there are days where it's going to be hard, but it's going to be worth it.
Yeah, I love that. I agree with all that stuff.
Way to end this episode.
Seriously.
I think it's perfect. Well, thank you so much, Kayla, for being here with us. Yes, of course. I'm so glad we got to learn so much more about you. If you guys want to go and follow Kayla or EOC, we're going to have them both linked down below.
That's right.
Click the link and follow her, follow EOC, especially if you've already had surgery, you're needing maybe a revision, or you need some plastics done, look on into it. We're just very honored to have you on the show, and then also to be going to EOC.
Couldn't agree more, because meeting you and because we've followed you for so long.
Yeah.
And I remember when you came on the first call and I was like, oh, it's her. It's her. Because I thought it was you, but I wasn't sure in my head that it was you. And then you popped on and I was like, oh my God. Because you are like a real life Barbie, and I love it. And it's so cute. And I was so stoked, because I was a little fan shocked when we first did that call, to be honest with you.
Were you really?
I was like, holy shit, this
you
is
covered
her.
yourself very well.
I know. I've been learning after the Lisa Lampanelli-ish situation. Yes. So we had Lisa Lampanelli on last summer for a few episodes, right?
Oh, so cool.
And the first episode, because comedians are my thing. I love comedians. I can probably tell you way too much stuff about them. And when she was on the first episode, I did not talk a lot. And that is not like me.
Very quiet. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with her?
Yeah.
And then we got done and she's like, I just couldn't talk. I was just so shocked that she was in front of us.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Because it was a bucket list / surreal situation. I was like, I'm really talking to her.
Yeah.
And she's so laughing at things that I'm saying. This is so weird.
Yeah, she was way in her head.
Yeah, it was so in my head. Yeah. So, I mean, and I love meeting new people. And the fact that if it wasn't for weight loss surgery, none of us would have met.
Yes.
This is this is crazy.
It's very cool. So, we've met some of our closest people at this point.
Yeah.
Because of the surgery.
Because of the surgery.
And the podcast.
Yeah. And that's why I agree so much with you. It's hey, enjoy your process, enjoy the journey, because when you're having fun, doors really do open.
Yeah.
Massive doors will open for you. Look what all three of us have been able to do in our journey so far. Bonkers.
That's what I said. This journey has been body, mind, and soul. It's not just the weight loss. My whole career had changed. Do you know what I mean? I knew nothing about what I was getting myself into. And when I decided to quit costume designing, that's all I knew for however long. That's all I've ever known in America.
Yeah.
I'm what am I doing? But I was caution to the wind, and it's just been the best decision ever. So many doors will open for you.
I love stories like that.
Well, once again, thank you for being on. We really appreciate it.
Having me.
And we love you guys, and we will see you
next time. Bye.